Hello, 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 my dear students. Today's topic is about the steps of the scientific method. There are actually 6 steps in the scientific method. Step number 1 is about observations. Okay, so when we say observations, observations are actually based on senses or using tools. Let's say, for example, what you see, what you smell, and what you touch. Okay, you should be particular. So you should have at least have a written observation. Observations of natural events usually raise a question. For example, why did the water rise after 2 hours of rain? Research is usually done to help find out more about the questions that's being raised. Step number 2 is form a hypothesis. Based on step number 1, your observation, a hypothesis is formed that tries to explain your observation or answer your question. A hypothesis tries to predict or determine the outcome of your experiment even before the experiment is done. Predictions usually stated in an if-then statement. For example, if I water my cactus every day, then it will die. Please note that the hypothesis must be testable. Yes, are you still there? Let's now go to step number 3, test the hypothesis. Controlled experiments are used to test a hypothesis. Again, that's controlled experiments. A controlled experiment is an experiment that tests only one factor at a time. A control group is compared with an experimental group. Variables are not changed in the control group. Control groups allows you to see if a change in the variable creates an observed outcome by comparing the control group with an experimental group. A variable is a factor that changes in a controlled experiment. Variables are changed in an experimental group and serve as the factor that is being tested. Step number 4, collect, organize, and analyze data. Data collected from experiments are recorded or measured. So you call it qualitative observation if you describe it or if you use sentences or phrases to describe what you have observed. It can also be quantitative, that is, you have your number data. Data is organized in tables, in charts, or graphs so that it can be more easily analyzed. Step 5. Draw conclusions. Scientists decide whether the results of the experiment supports a hypothesis. When the hypothesis is not supported by the test, the scientists must find another explanation for what they have observed. That means all experiments are observations of real case or events. We're now into step number 6, communicate or share the results. Results must be communicated in the form of a written paper or presentation. Communications help other scientists performing the same experiments to see if the results of your experiments are the same as their results. This helps people to see if results are repeatable. This has been Teacher Noemi saying learning must be fun. You should hear it, you should feel it, you should see it, and you must be into it. Thanks for watching. Until next time.